What is up, everybody? It is Alex from Heavy New York calling from the quarantine zone again, and this time we are here with Andy of the Almighty Caliban. Thank you so much for being here today, man. It's great for you to be here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's so awesome to have you here. The new album Zeitgeister, which just came out last week, it's an absolutely awesome album. Was your intention for this album to kind of make just a direct continuation of what we heard on Elements, or was Zeitgeister meant to be kind of like a new start in a way?
Zeitgeister is a special album. It's an EP, and it was like something in between our next regular album. So we thought we put out something special, like we did all songs renewed German lyrics. So the songs already been there. It's just in a new way we recorded them.
Okay.
Uh,
Was this something that you've always wanted to do as a band, or was this something that was this just kind of like a spur of the moment idea?
um, our fans, they wanted us to do a full German album for a long time, but we never wanted to because we have one special on each album, one German track, and yeah, but I don't know. The idea came up a couple of years ago, and we thought we don't want to do just a German album, and we thought we need something special. So yeah, we did it like we did all songs in German, and so far the people are very happy with the result, and yeah, we too. I mean, it's special, very special, and I think it will be just one time a German full on. Yeah.
Uh, and this is also, you said it's meant to hold people over for what we're gonna hear on the next Caliban album as well, right? Like for the next full length.
You mean German or the sound?
Just the sound in general.
The sound, yeah. I will see. I mean, I just came back from the studio. We just finished the recordings, but we don't know when we will put out the new record. Probably next year. So this year's nothing's going on. We can't do any tourings, no shows. So it makes no sense for us to bring out the album this year. But yeah, I think the new one will be heavy as well.
Yeah, well, like as somebody who listens to Caliban and like understands like the catalog in a way, when you go from like the Undying Darkness to the Awakening to Say Hello to Tragedy, I Am Nemesis, and all that, it almost seems like there's you always do tend to take a new approach to every album, right? It's not like you try to stick with a specific formula, right?
We always try to evolve. We try to uh, getting better as musicians and try to put in new elements in our music. And yeah, we don't like to do always the same, like it's boring. So that's why we always try to have something new in our music and try to getting better each time.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people like to call you guys a metalcore, which I don't like, and I don't know if you would even consider that or how you feel about that title, but like, what would you consider metalcore to be? Because I get a different answer from it every time.
Metalcore. I mean, the name came up somewhere. I don't know when. At when we started making music, there was no such name for it. There was no metalcore. We just did. I didn't. It was metal or whatever. And for me, metalcore is the mix between metal and hardcore. So it's very easy. At the time we started making music, it was like metal, it was Slayer, and it was hardcore, like, I don't know, what we listened to was like Earth Crisis and stuff like that. So, and it was the mix between those both. So the name came up with metalcore. You can say metalcore because, I don't know, it's still the mix between both metal and hardcore. Sometimes it's just music wise, sometimes lyric wise, or yeah, I don't know. But metalcore nowadays, it's not the same like back in the days. So
Yeah.
it's evolving as well. You know, many new styles was born from the original metalcore. So, and I don't know any. There's so many names, genres. I don't know. It's way too much.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is when I show my American friends Caliban, they're like, "Wow, this is a great new school metalcore band." I'm like, "This band has been around longer than Shadows Fall." Like, and so, I mean, like, it's really funny. And I never understood because, like, you mentioned the bridge between metal and hardcore, but I never really thought that there was much of a difference between metal and hardcore, except for maybe the songs being shorter. Like, they're both very brutally honest and aggressive and very emotional forms of music that are very in your face. Like, I never understood how like an Earth Crisis fan couldn't appreciate Slayer, or like an Iron Maiden fan couldn't appreciate, Cro-Mags or something like that.
Yeah, I mean it's most of the, I don't know, metalheads, like we real thrash metal fans. They need it always fast, like he always headbanging stuff and tiki 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 tiki. They don't like breakdowns or whatever. So there, I mean there are differences. So and it's fine. So but for me it's important that the scene or the people are open minded, you know, and don't hate each other just because this one is listening to hardcore, this one to techno or metal or whatever. So that's important for me. And one thing I learned in the States when we toured there, just breakdowns worked. You know, on the shows when we played our old stuff with the heavy, fast parts. No one was moving. Everyone was standing, like, all right, waiting for the breakdown, breakdown, breakdown. And when the breakdown came in, everyone was freaking out. It was very funny at this time.
Yeah, that's the American way. Breakdowns. I've always said that like that's how a politician should speak when they that's how they'll get votes if they do breakdowns in their speech. Like I as the president. But and what's interesting too is most people would say metalcore is like bands that has is music that has singing and screaming in it, but like that doesn't make Opeth or Fear Factory or Soilwork metalcore, right? Like
No, I, not really. It's more melodic metal than, you
yeah,
know. Yeah, there are too many names on the market.
yeah, the periodic table of subgenres.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've worked very closely with Heaven Shall Burn, which I think also kind of like uh, gets categorized too much in that style as well. Like I've always said that Heaven Shall Burn is basically just the Earth Crisis of death metal in a way. So I almost feel like you and Heaven Shall Burn have a really good collaborative side. I know you've collaborated with them numerous times, but but I feel like you guys could relate to each other as well in terms of the style and category.
Yeah, we can. I mean, we started at the same time back in the days, and we've been on the same label for many years back in the days, and we're on the same label again, Central Media. And we played so many shows together, and we're still good friends. And the style of Heavy Shall Burn is, yeah, I don't know, they're going more into death metal mixed with hardcore a little bit. So there's no really clean singing and stuff, and they are always true to their style, you know. Um, yeah, but there are sometimes I think they should go in some other direction, but I think they did with the last record.
All 100%.
So many different styles on it somehow, but still Heaven Shall Burn. It's amazing.
Yeah, that last album is so unsettling with how much it predicted the world that we live in right now. Like that album was pretty much made for the pandemic. It's actually pretty unsettling. Um, Going back to your songwriting process, being a vocalist, have you always needed the music to come up with the lyrics, or do you sometimes have lyrics that could influence the sound of the music itself?
Most of the time, it's first the music, then the lyrics. I mean, I write sometimes like ideas or whatever, collecting stuff, and when we're going to record a new album and when we are looking for ideas for the songs, then I listen to the music and sometimes I get my ideas from what I already written, you know. But yeah, we need the music first to get an idea, and then I will write the lyrics together with our producer.
Yeah. Do you like to leave the lyrics open to interpretation, or do you try to engage the listener into maybe the story you're singing about? I mean, singing in both English and German, I feel like many listeners could approach your lyrics from multiple angles.
Um, Everyone can put their thought in it, you know, and interpret for themselves. So sometimes there are things they're fixed, you know, but most of the songs they're just giving you a direction, and you can think about it and making your own thoughts. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you write strictly from a personal place? Like, does the lyrics always come from your own personal experiences, or do you sometimes look outward for writing lyrics? Like, do you sometimes observe, and maybe that influences your lyrical direction?
Um, Back in the days, it was always personal stuff. I would say a lot of them, but nowadays it's a mix between everything. What's around, what's in the news, what's going on the world in the world, and yeah. So sometimes personal or a mix between both. We're always looking for the right theme for a song, you know, and then with let's say depression. It's a big topic nowadays, and then when it gets in mind, you have everyone has something to say about depression, you know. Everyone has a bad day, a bad period, whatever. Everyone can say something. So there are a lot of stuff going on, and we can write it down. So, but not that means not that it's from a personal view, you know, that what I have in my head or something. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, when you look at like every album from a small boy and a gray heaven to now, like I mean, do you almost look at it as like all these albums are like self portraits or like representations of who you and everybody else in the band were at that time?
Yeah, the old stuff, like I said, my old stuff are lyric wise, they are very personal, and sometimes when I read them, I yeah, sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's sad when I remember the time those things are happened, you know. And most of the stuff was like heartbreaking, breaking up with the girl, whatever. So always something like that. But all in all, yeah, it's like an image from the past, who made us, who made me, who I am. So if you read very closely, then maybe you get into my brain.
Well, also next year is the 10-year anniversary of I Am Nemesis, and like that was the album that I actually discovered Caliban on, and I was just wondering if you have like what was kind of like going through your mind in that time period in a way, because I feel like I Am Nemesis, that's album you're really able to go in multiple directions from a lyrical standpoint. I feel like that's like the most diverse lyrically.
I think at this time we started more working in a team, you know, more people, more ideas for the lyrics, and we mixed everything more up. So there were more ideas from different directions. So it was for me a thing I had to learn, because in the past I was writing everything for my own, and then we started to work together as a team and did the vocals, the lyrics together. So it was tough in the beginning, but then I thought it was very, very great, because there are good opinions from other people who make a song more interesting, not just one view. So
Yeah, and
that's maybe the reason.
and that's how you pretty much write lyrics or just write the music from here on out. I Am Nemesis was kind of like a turning point in your songwriting process.
Mm-hmm. For me, yeah.
That's incredible, and that's cool because I've always like when I discovered I Am Nemesis, I went back and listened to the albums that came before, and then you released a handful of albums after that, and I did notice like maybe a difference. I thought that maybe like, and not to say that the other records weren't good. I loved the earlier material, but like I thought like there was something very organic, more organic about the records moving forward. It seems like there was less isolation involved, ironically, compared to now.
Yeah. So it makes a difference, when you work in a team, more views, different angles. So like I said, in the beginning it was hard for me to give my only thing away, the writing, but I am happy that we did it this way, because it helps the music and it helps to spread ideas.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it is a band. Like I've talked with a lot of artists, and not to say that it's wrong that they do it, but like some artists usually prefer isolation, and everybody likes to write the music on their own, and then they're not really playing together until they have to practice the songs for the live show or whatever. And there's some great albums that have happened that way, but I really wonder how that even works.
Um, in Caliban, we write two people, Mark, our guitar player, and me, plus our producer. So we already did it like this way, like more working over the computer, online meetings, and every Mark has his ideas, has some songs, some parts or whatever. Then they talk to each other with the producer and work something out. And when there was a construct for a song, I get this, and then I listened to the song and started to write down some ideas, and then it makes a whole, all together. And then we met in the studio, make a pre-production, and so we did it this way, this time again. So for us, it doesn't change a lot,
Definitely.
But I know I like it to be in the studio together, with everyone. But this time it was not possible.
Yeah.
Because of the COVID.
Yeah.
But
Understandable. And then like when you play the material live, that has to completely be a different type of energy than when you're songwriting, right?
What's that?
And that's when you go to playing live, that has to have a completely different energy than the songwriting process or the studio, right?
Yeah, of course. It's I can't wait being on the road again. I mean, in the studio, it's a long process, and it's hard work, but different. And on stage, it's the songs, and you go out there and put all the energy in this 1 hour you play, and yeah.
Yeah. And with every album you put out, does it get harder to put a set list together?
Yeah. if we choose 2 songs from each album, it would too many. So I mean, we have like 11 albums, 2 splits. I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure. But there would be too many songs, and we would try to do like 14, 15 songs on a show, you know. And nowadays it's hard to pick. So
Yeah.
and you can't make everybody happy, you know. Some want the old stuff, some they just want the new stuff, and yeah, you have to pick wisely. I don't know.
Yeah, it never gets easier with the release of every single album. Yeah,
I mean, of course, you pick more of the new stuff from the new record to promote it
yeah, of
for
course.
the beginning of the touring. But yeah,
I've always said open up with the new stuff, like open up with the first three singles, and then play all the old stuff.
yeah, maybe that's what wish many people wish, you know. But
Yeah.
you have to find a good mixture.
I forgot what band it was, and I'm really mad that I forgot. But like, when they were playing like a headlining show, and like they were playing like 2 hours, so like they had plenty of time to cram stuff from their large catalog. I'd be like, all right, we have a new album out, and unfortunately we have to promote it. So these next two songs are from this album, and so
And that's just it.
yeah, I was like, gotta love the honesty there. And
I mean, the people they know, you know.
yeah, of course.
And they want to hear the new songs, of course, but they want their old songs too. So yeah.
Yeah, you can't win. Um, and the final question I wanted to ask you is coming from us in Germany. Like I know you're very close with the guys in Heaven Shall Burn, but it almost seems like I'm not saying, I'm just going to say it for lack of better words, but the metalcore style seemed to have had its own style in Germany as well, with bands like you, Heaven Shall Burn, Eskimo Callboy. There's a great new band from Stuttgart called Venues who are really good. And then like Germany like seems to have like a great like technical death metal scene as well, with like Obscura and Dark Fortress, the black metal style. And then you have like your thrash legends like Destruction and Sodom and Creator and whatnot. Like, is it fair to say that Germany has a very diverse scene? It almost seems like every region or every state in Germany has like its own genre of metal that it's known for.
I can't tell. I don't know. I know that the thrash metal like Creator are doing. They are from the area I'm coming from the Ruhr area. There's Sodom is from there. Creator is from there. Destruction, I don't know. Maybe are they from there too? But this is a very metallic area, you know. And the rest is, yeah, I don't know. But I would say every every city has his own one bigger band, maybe. So Heaven Shall Burn is in the east. Eskimo Callboy is now in the Ruhr area. Caliban is, we live separated. So someone lives south, I live north, the others in the middle. So yeah, but yeah, we have a lot of good bands here, good genres. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm really like I'm like it seems like, first off, if you're a metalcore band in Germany, it seems like they're always going to be signed to Century Media. That can't just be a coincidence as well. And
We get them all.
yeah, but yeah, it's very interesting. Like I go to Bavaria all the time. I have family in Straubing.
Bavaria?
Yeah, in Straubing, great area, but there's no metal bands there. I mean,
The Emil Bulls are from Munich.
oh really? Who?
Emil Bulls.
Oh really? Yeah, and I know that Obscura, they're from Landshut, which is that southern or northern Bavaria? But
Uh, I don't know. North, south. I don't know.
yeah,
But you have to check out Emil Bulls. They it's not really metalcore what they do, but they are pretty awesome, and they work with our producer together.
Yeah.
So we'll find some you know.
Yeah. Well,
They're good.
what I was saying is like what's cool about Germany is that like when I think of Swedish metal, I'm thinking of like the melodic death metal bands like At the Gates or Soilwork or In Flames or The Haunted. You know, like when it comes to classic British heavy metal, I mean nowadays I'm thinking of metalcore when with the UK as well, but before it was like you know the classic Priest, Maiden, and stuff, and it almost seems like Germany. There's like a huge metalcore movement. There's a huge thrash movement. It's a lot like America in a way because America, you know, New York is the hardcore scene, Florida's the death metal scene, you know, LA was the glam scene, Seattle's the grunge scene. So it almost seems like Germany and America have a very diverse sort of style of metal in a way.
Mm. Yeah, I think you can say that. And like I said, every area has its own uh, specialties, you know, somehow.
Yeah, it's very fascinating, and I look forward to like every time I go to a new state in Germany, I'm gonna be like, okay, what style of metal is this place? So before we go, I want to thank you so much for your time today. Is there just anything else that you would like to promote with Zeitgeister out? Like when we could be expecting the new, brand new Caliban album, or is there just anything else you'd like to plug? Can you please tour the states when this bullshit virus is finally behind us?
Yeah, I would love to come back to the States. It's a long time, long time ago. The last time we've been there. Um, but it's very hard for us to get over. You know, I mean, we get some offers, but they're no good offers. You know, they yeah, but we have to come over again. We want to, so we're working on it definitely. And I hope that we can go on tour next year again. I'm pretty sure about that. I mean, you're on a good way, right? In the States
I'm
with
knocking
all.
I'm knocking on wood right now. I'm hoping, but there's a lot of idiots and there are idiots everywhere.
Yeah, every,
We'll see what happens.
we'll see. Yeah, I'm. I wait for, yeah, when the government says go, then we'll go.
All right, fair enough. But thank you so much, everybody. We are here with Caliban. Be sure to check out Zeitgeister if you haven't already. This is Alex from Heavy New York, and we will see you next time.
Thank you very much.